Hello everyone. The Floor 5 update just launched with the new boss Livid, tons of new items, new essence crafting, and new boss drops. Even a new chest in the boss room. Watch out to find more. Thank you guys so much for the support. I will be releasing my public Discord at 200 subscribers, and either I'll put the link in my next upload, or once I get 200 subscribers, if it's before my next upload, I'll put it in the description of this video once I hit 200 subscribers. To get a good look at a lot of the new items, we can go to Malik the Blacksmith in the Dungeon Hub, go to Essence Crafting, Essence Guide, and Wither Essence. In here, you will see Last Breath, a new bow, a boss loot chest with 180 damage, 180 strength. It reduces the defense of your target by 50 on hit, and it stacks up to 2 times. The next thing is the Shadow Assassin armor set. It is not a drop from Shadow Assassins, but rather a boss loot reward. A lot of people thought it was a Shadow Assassin drop because that actually fits a lot, but it's actually the new armor set that comes from the boss loot chests of Floor 5. It has a unique ability where every single armor piece gives an on-teleport buff when you use your AOTE. So, the base stats are pretty good. Each piece gives 25 strength and 25% crit damage, which is actually quite a lot. That's better than Superior. It gives tons of health and defense. It also gives 7 speed per piece, and the full set bonus, Shadow Assassin. Collect the shadows of the enemies you kill, increasing your damage for the rest of the dungeon while wearing this set. So every single mob, regardless of what it is, it could be an undead skeleton, it could be a lost adventurer, it doesn't matter. Every single time you kill a mob, you get 1 strength, which is actually really overpowered. And then, every single piece has an Aspect of the End teleport ability. So while wearing the helmet, you grant invincibility and 20 speed every time you use your Aspect of the End for 10 seconds. The chest plates is 10 strength on teleport for 10 seconds. The leggings is restores 1% of your maximum health. And the boots is restores 10 mana. So if you're wearing the full set, every single time you use your Aspect of the End teleport, you'll get 10 mana, 1% health, 10 strength, and 20 speed and invincibility. Or not invincibility, but rather invisibility. The next 3 items are all swords. There's the Shadow's Fury, the Livid Dagger, and the Fell Sword. The Fell is a new mob, I'll put it on screen. It's like an Enderman thing. There's like an Enderman head on the floor and like ghost Enderman eyes. And then when you get close to it, it explodes and summon a Fell, which is just an Enderman named Fell. I don't know why that's named it, but it is. So the Shadow Fury, it has almost as good base stats as the Midas, even outside of dungeons. It has 300 damage, 125 strength, and 30 speed. It also has an item ability, Shadow Fury. Right click. Rapidly teleports you up to 5 enemies within 10 blocks, rooting each of them and allowing you to hit them. So when you right click this, if there's at maximum 5 enemies nearby, it teleports you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and hits them all. And then the Livid Dagger, it has 210 damage, 60 strength, 100% crit chance, and 100% bonus attack speed. That's actually really good, because that means you can set everything aside to pure damage, because it gives max attack speed and max crit chance. It has an item ability called Throw. Right click. Throw your dagger at your enemies. This is the weapon that the Livid clones use in the boss fight. They throw like 6 of these daggers, and they do a lot of damage. So every single hit with this thing does 50% more damage, and if you get a backstab, you do 150% more damage. The Fell Sword has 190 damage, 135 strength. Every 100 kills with this sword grants 1 weapon damage, up to 100. So every time you kill 100 mobs, you permanently add 1 damage. So technically the max damage for the sword is not 190, it's 290. And then it also gives a healer buff. It increases healing from your healing circle by 10%, reduces the cooldown of your Wish ultimate by 10 seconds, and you can right click to use your class ability similar to the Earth Shard and the Adaptive Blade. It requires Catacombs level 20, which is actually, it's not that high, but it's a little high. Then if we go to Undead Essence, you see the Florid Zombie Sword. It is a direct upgrade of the Ornate Sword. It gives 150 damage, 80 strength, and 100 intelligence. It has an instant heal, a heal for 168 plus 5% of your max health, and heal players within 8 blocks for 56 health. This is 24% more base health, and 8% more base health to other players. However, the 5% remains the same. You also have the same amount of charges and the same mana cost, but you do get more intelligence on this one, so it'll cost less to use it. It also has a bonus, gain 2 extra max charges when you play as a healer in dungeons. So while you're a healer, instead of having only 5 charges, you have 7. If we do /view recipe, and then florid zombie sword, we can see that it's crafted with an ornate sword and 24 healing tissue. I don't know where this comes from, but I assume it's just from any undead mob. I don't actually know. It could be a boss drop. I don't think anyone has these yet. Maybe they do. I'm not sure. I'll put an update in the description of this video once I find out how to get this. Another thing they did was add the Dungeon 5 potion to Ophelia. It gives regen 3, strength 4, crit 3, speed 2, resistance 4, and archery 2. So this is 1 more archery level, 1 more resistance level, 1 more critical level, and everything else is the same. It gives all these potions for 40 minutes, and because it's a dungeon potion, you can drink it all at once. I've completed 1 Livid boss run just to show you guys the boss collection. So the boss collection, Livid. At tier 1, you get the Dark Orb Reforge Stone, which is actually a boss chest drop. It applies the shaded reforge. The golden Livid head is at tier 2, 100 kills, and there's actually been an update to all of the boss heads. Rather than being purely trophy items, they're actually dungeon helmets now, and you can wear them. They give health and defense, and they grant 2 times stats on the current floor that they came from. So Livid is floor 5, Thornhead is floor 4, obviously. So you see the Diamond Thornhead, it gives 130 health, 50 defense, 25 strength, and you get 2 times stats while on floor 4. So these might actually be really good. If you need something to fill your helmet slot, such as how the different classes have class helmets, like the Shadow Goggles or the Mender Fedora, you could use these helmets and get more stats. Tier 3 is the Livid Dagger, as I showed you before in the Wither Essence. It is another boss chest reward. You get the recombobulator at 250. You get the Last Breath bow at 500. You get the unknown name at 750, and when you click in here, there's literally nothing here, and if I click that open slot, it just says in chat, you don't qualify for this reward. So we'll have to see, once someone gets 750 kills, we'll have to see what the unknown name is. Then at tier 7, you get the Diamond Livid head, which, as I mentioned before, gives you stats, strength, and 2 times stats on the floor. Heading over to the patch notes, we see that they changed the XP method. There's an XP method that you die at 80% to get XP faster because the boss takes most of the time. However, now, leaving a dungeon without killing the boss reduces your score and XP by 30%. So, XP runs are basically dead, but it's a good thing that the Livid boss fight gives 3 times XP as the Thorn boss fight, because every single floor gives 3 times the XP as the last. Now the lethality enchant has been fixed and it properly reduces defense. Gold and diamond boss heads, like I mentioned, grant stats and double the stats while on their floor. Dungeon stats are now added to online APIs. Mender helmets now no longer apply the healing effect to everyone, such as the Fedora. The combo ultimate enchant buffs from 1 strength to 2 strength per stack. There is no more damage cap on the Thorn enchantment. The Pigman sword grants 300 defense now, previously 200. They added levels 3 to 5 for a few Wither Essence shop perks. Fix essence drops from dropping the incorrect amounts. You can no longer waste coins on a dungeon chest if you have the dungeon key. There are 4 new rooms in dungeons and 3 room fixes. The zombie pet now buffs zombie knight and soldier armor. You can now use the thorn boots outside of dungeons like I just did now. But it's really weird because your weapon disappears and then these 3 slots disappear and then it tries to give them back to you, but it gives them back to you in the wrong order. It keeps a duplicate of your head, gives them back to you in these slots, and then puts your boots in your weapon slot. But it's fixed. If you click the boots, you get your weapon back, and then your armor readjusts. And I still don't know why it does it, or if they'll fix it at any point. Floors 2, 3, and 4 are now approximately 5% easier, with all mobs being nerfed and damage increasing. Starting in floor 5, the Bedrock chest is a new loot chest, higher than obsidian, which is unlocked at S. So if you didn't know, you get wooden, golden, and diamond for free. You get the emerald chest at A score, and you get the obsidian chest at S score. But now, if you get an S plus on floors 5 and above, you get the bedrock chest, which is the 6th chest and contains extremely strong items and gives you the best luck for good items. Now there's a new sort of loot system for mini bosses and all drops in dungeons, rather than just the last person that hit it having the chance to get it, or just a random person picking it up. Whenever a mob drops loot, it randomly distributes the item of eligible players, and the eligible players are the killer of the mob and any player within 20 blocks. So nearby players within 20 blocks have a weight of 1, and the killer has a weight of 5. So it does a random chance roll. The killer has 5 times a higher chance, but other players can still get the loot. It also says that floor 6 and 7 are right around the corner, so hopefully they'll come out soon. Now I will roll a few clips. They'll be pretty short, but it will just sort of summarize the boss fight. There's like a thorn, it's like Thorn's spirit is like floating in the middle. Livid has used it. And then those fell enderman things I talked about earlier, those are like his minions, and he turns them into clones of himself, and then you have to kill the clones until you find the real Livid. It takes a really long time and is kind of luck based because you just have to get the real Livid to win. They all have 7 million health, and some of them can teleport up to the higher parts of the arena and shoot the daggers that I mentioned earlier at you. It's a really difficult boss fight, and hopefully they'll explain how to do it, because apparently right now it's purely luck based on which one you kill. Hello everyone, I'm in a floor 5 right now, and we just killed the Watcher. One thing I'd like to note is that all of the Watcher mobs, they are new versions, and the only thing different is that they have Super Boom TNTs on their heads. They do slightly more damage, and then when you kill them, they drop a Super Boom TNT and another Super Boom TNT that explodes, and that explosion does so much damage. It one-shot our tank. I don't know how much damage it does, or if it's purely an insta-kill, but definitely stay away from the TNT that these guys drop. So we're in the blood room, and the gate above the portal always shows like a little picture of what the boss is. For floor 3, it's a Guardian because of the Guardians Professor has. For floor 4, it's a Ghast because of Thorn. And this is floor 5, and the boss is Livid. And this looks like a, I don't know, a skull of some sort, maybe a helmet even. Those look like eyes. I know those are redstone blocks in there, but we're gonna go in. Alright, so I don't know what this boss is. Okay, shoot. Okay, Livid's in the middle. Welcome. You arrived right on time. I've Livid, Master of Shadows. This orb you see is Thorn, or what is left of him. Oh crap. In a way, I have to thank you for finally getting rid of him. I can now turn those spirits into shadows of myself, identical to their creator. What? I'm blind. Okay, there's things going on. There's tons of things called Livid. They have like a lot of, they all have 7 million, I think. We're in like a, I don't know what this is, like a hall? Some like fancy, maybe even like a church? Yeah, I think it's a church. But we are just lagging away because of how bad the server is right now, because there's so many people playing this. But I don't know what to do here. Do we just go until these things die? We've actually killed like a few. Oh, we won. What? How? So, you don't have to hit this thing at all, apparently. All you have to do is keep killing the things until one of them is the real one, and all the other ones are just disguised Endermen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy dungeons grinding.